Alright, we're back. I got my antlers here. You can see here that these antlers, a lot of times when they cut them off the skull, you've got this right here on the bottom. To get that antler to sit there and fit flat on your head, you have to knock a little bit of this off, this bone right here. And you do that with a hammer. Very gently, just go ahead and knock it off. Let's see. That'll make for a nice fit right there. Now we can't put these horns on yet because we've got a Y incision, so it will not fit over the top. So what we're going to do is we'll get this cape on here, and then we'll get these horns mounted up, and you'll see that these horns will fit real nice. We'll do some clay work with them and that. And now this distance right here is about 2.5 fingers. That's what I want. And if you need to be a little closer, just go ahead and either cut your skull plate off a little bit or cut a little foam out of here. I always cut the foam out if I need a little bit more. But anyway, that should fit nicely. And then we'll get back to that after we get this cape on here. But anyway, that was a catastrophe there. I don't know why I waited to do that. But anyway, put 3 holes in there. You put 3 holes in here. As you're looking at this, 2 right here and 1 here. And that way you'll be able to anchor that in there real good. Let's see. Now we're talking glue. I'll get my paintbrush. Put a little glue on the head. Around the eyes. A lot of times if your if your cape won't go down over the neck, what you can do is you can stretch that neck out. It's fairly easy to stretch. Gives you just a little bit more working room. You can make a hide fit a little bit better. Sometimes when you, almost every time when you tan a hide, you end up losing some. It shrinks up, is what I'm trying to say. What we're going to do now, we're going to put this hide over the top. I'd put this on a stand, but I know most people that are going to be watching these tapes will be working just like I started out with the table. They won't have the money for a stand or anything like that. So what they'll do is they'll just mount it just like this. You just keep pulling that down. Now I've got a neat little tool here that if you're going to get into taxidermy, you gotta have. And I'll find it here. And what it is, it's a hide stretching tool, I guess is what you'd call it. It's got a bunch of little spikes on it here. And you just take and get that into your hide and pull. And I'll show you. And if you have a hide that's kind of slipping a little bit, like if you do a lot of taxidermy, you'll run into that. You'll want to use something besides your hands to pull on it. Because if you pull on it with your hands, you're going to end up pulling the hair out. And we're going to get this down over the head here. It's going to take a little work. But you can see how I'm pulling that. And it'll pull. It just takes a little oomph to get that going. So we just go ahead and keep going. You see I got my split right here. It's going to go over the head, but it's going to be difficult. It's a real tight fit. What we'll do is we'll come back and we'll re-glue this. This is what happened. Now you can see even the epoxy sculpt is smoothed out a little bit. We have to go ahead and redo that. That's why in clay, a lot of times your clay will fall out. So you work that hide a little bit, and you can pull that to you. See, it's coming. Now you can also use a pointed screwdriver, stick it in there, but this here works better because it distributes it. You won't have to worry about tearing the hide. But anyway, the hide went on there. Actually, much better than what I thought it would. I didn't think it'd go on there that good. Or that easy. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a few other tools here that I need. Let's see. Okay. There's this tool here. I'm going to need that brad pusher, things like that. Sewing needles. We're going to need a few things here. But anyway, I'm getting stuff ready to go. I got my thread here, got my brad pusher, I got my sharp tool for modeling around the eyes, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what we're going to do on these eyes here before I flip it over the top. You can see me pulling the inside eyelids out. Okay, what I want to do here, I'll take my sharp tool here. I want to just go ahead and rearrange this just a little bit more. And that way, get that down away from the eye a little bit. Doing the same thing on this side. Get that off the eye. That way when I get ready to put the skin on, I'll be fairly close, I guess. And let me get another tool or two here. Seems like that's all I do is get tools. And anyway, what you do is you can take your scissors here. You can see the eye right here now. I take and cut that right around there, so I'm close to the eyelid. You see how close I am? And if that seems a little thick, go ahead and thin her down a little. I'll use my scissors and I'll thin that down a little bit so it isn't so thick. Anyway, that eye will set real close against there. When I glue this eye up here, put this on there, that eye will be real nice. I know the way I do it probably isn't as the way some taxidermists would do it, but after doing this stuff for a while, I'm qualified to, or give some advice out. Hey, it's free advice. You know, I mean, it's good advice. You know, I make my living doing this now. So, evidently I must be doing something right. I don't know if I'll post my phone number on this, but I will take questions when I get this website up and running good. I will take questions and I will answer them as fast as I can. You gotta remember though, I'm doing this for a living and I don't have a lot of time. Sometimes the last thing you want to do is come home and work on a project that, you know, you've been doing all day. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to re-glue this. Get that glue on there. Don't be afraid to slather it on. Okay, and I'm using a Buckeye hide paste. I've had good luck with it. It's I've had good luck with it. That's what I use. It goes on easy. It goes a long ways too. And you know, when you're running a small shop, that counts for a lot. You know, you get value for your money. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get this hide up here. Yeah. We're going to pull that over the top of the head. And it'll come up. I'm just going to have to pull that on up there.